Hello boys and girls, and why not also adults who are visiting this channel. Welcome everyone. Here I will be sharing a space created for the little ones in the family where I will be leaving them stories created by me and they will be narrated through my voice. The purpose is to have a fun and pleasant time in which they could listen to them during the day or as was the custom in the past before going to sleep. And well, without further ado, here we go with the story. I hope you like The Faster Bike. Today's story is about my best friend. My friend doesn't have a name like you have or like I have. She doesn't look like you or me either. She's not even human. If you are thinking about whether it is an animal like a dog or a cat, I want you to know that it is not that either. It does not even look like it. To make the riddle easier for you, because I'm sure you're trying to guess it, I'm going to give you a hint. If you are accompanied by someone older in your homes, ask him who could be the friend of an old lady, lol. Oops, I forgot to tell you that I am already many years old, and although my teeth are already falling out because they are false or my face has many wrinkles as if it were an old treasure map, I still have the energy of a little girl because I have been for many years too. It was a little girl like that, the age of many of you boys and girls who are listening to me. Do you want to know and that I tell you who my friend is? I am going to tell you. On a gray day, quite gray by the way, a little girl had her birthday. That girl was 5 years old and it was me. I lived with my parents and my sister who was 1 or 2 or 3 or I don't remember anymore. But she was older than me. That day I was not going to have a delicious birthday cake because my mom had asked me to behave, and even though I did, she told me that I had behaved horrible. I also don't remember when I behaved so ugly, but hey, moms are always right. You will think that I was sad because I would not have cake. No way. I had told my mom that it was better not to have cake so I didn't have to share it with my sister, who always got the largest portion, and so my mom increased my penance for saying that. All for not closing your big mouth, my sister told me, sticking her tongue out at me. I think at that point even our pet dog scoffed, but I didn't care. I lifted my shoulders and jumped out of my chair and went to play in the yard. I will tell you that I was very creative. I created games that were super fun, although my sister said they were very boring because I always set the rules. But she didn't understand that I created them. So, being the creator, it was logical that I should set the rules, and since she did not agree, I always ended up playing alone. My favorite game was the biker game. In that game I imagined that I was a super bike racer, even though my bike was sometimes being tested in the living room or in the kitchen. The one who was in charge of the tests or repairs was my mother because she always tested it to sweep jaw. I used the broom as a bicycle, and when I got on it nobody stopped me. It was super fast, I thought. And that's how I decided to call it Faster, because that's what my broom bike was like. But continuing with the day of my birthday, while I was running races, or, as my mother used to say, wasting time instead of studying, something was about to happen. My neighbor, who had a belly as big as the moon and cheeks the size of an apple, brought me a cake and a bag of balloons. I was so happy that I thanked my neighbor, took the cake with my small hands and ran to the kitchen of my house. As I told you, I was a girl with a lot of energy, so much so that he runs at you. The dog crossed me, and instead of avoiding him I tried to jump him, and I ended up leaving the poor man looking at the floor when I jumped on him. And do you know what happened? Again I ran out of cake. The dog, who was black and white, was now all pink, and his tongue worked up and down, enjoying what had been my cake for a few minutes. My sister was clutching her belly with both hands, and she turned red as a tomato from laughing so much. I got up off the floor, brushed off my dusty clothes, straightened my pigtails, and headed to the racetrack. With a big thick stick that I found in the yard, I quickly announced the next race, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs and cats who are on this cycle track today. Let's welcome and place your bets because today Faster will win a gold medal occupying the number 1 position. And everyone shouted, long live, long live, long live Faster. Faster is the best. Even my mom yelled, girl, don't yell anymore and bring the broom to clean up what's left of the cake you threw. My mom's screams were mixed with those of the public present who were cheering fast. Let's go fast. You can. You're the best. Until the advertiser, who was also me, said, the countdown begins. Runners, get your broom bikes ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and they're off. In that, I got on the broom bike and with great speed zazz, bang, bang, the dog again. The announcer stopped the race. Ladies and gentlemen, there are injured people on the track. Let the ambulance come by. There appeared a nurse with an angry face and very similar to my mother and took me off the track with a zillion ears. The dog was looking at me from the floor and I told him, you see, by selling soft drinks on the track you caused an accident and the race was stopped. I almost had the dumb dog medal. My mom sent me to the showers saying the game was over because my dad would be home from work soon and it was getting dark. I looked at my mom and told her, Madam Nurse, I have to go back to the track and finish the race. I don't want to go to the shower. My mom, without saying a word, took me into the bathroom and told me, the race is over for today. I only had to snort, oof-ah, and accept the recess. The track will remain closed until further notice due to accidents, was the last thing announced by the advertiser. Coming out of the showers, my sister attended to an injured dog, bathed him and, shaking my messy hair, told me, where do you get all that energy from, girl? The day was almost over. My mom had decorated the living room with the balloons that the neighbor with the cheeks brought me. I put on a dress and waited for my dad sitting right next to the window. About half an hour later, I see the figure of a man in the distance between the light of the street and the darkness of the night. Here comes Daddy. Here comes Daddy, I shouted with joy. And when opening the door, a big kiss and a hug accompanied a happy birthday, daughter. Thank you very much, Dad, I told him. Dad, what did you bring me? Asked. My mom told him everything that had happened and that she was still in prison. This time he increased the sentence for the attack on the dog. Dad, the wounded man didn't press charges, I told him with a pleading face. My father, very seriously, told me, here we are not in a court, not is there a judge. I just want you to go outside and bring back what I forgot by the hammocks. Again I ran like lightning and there, next to the hammocks, was something big wrapped up. I opened it quickly and out of joy I jumped into Dad's arms and threw him to the ground when I discovered that he had brought Faster with me. Yes, this time Faster was real. He was no longer a broom bike. It has been many years. Today I am no longer that 5-year-old girl. Even though I'm wrinkled and I don't remember how old. I still have my friend Speedy. Shall I tell you something? Do you remember that there was a pending race? Well, that race was held recently. One day that was also gray, but it was not my birthday. This old woman today. Do you know what she did? He got up, ate his favorite cereal for breakfast, took Speedy out of his workshop, got on it, and on the count of 3, 2, 1, very fast. So fast that my teeth flew out and I lost my slippers on the track. Faster got the first place. Long live! I shouted to the public, and the medal I won was given by my sister, which was something very unexpected. When my sister gave me the medal, which was a pendant with our photographs as children, she told me, sometimes dreams come true. I learned that from you. With a toothless smile, because I lost them on the way, I thanked her and said, can you put my slippers on because I'm cold? We both laughed jaw. End. Well friends, did you like the story? If so, I hope you will give me a like, subscribe to the channel and leave your comments about the story and give suggestions to write more new stories. With this, it will be until a new video, a new story, and well, thank you all for listening to me. I hope you liked it. Bye.